Hello, my name is Ulrika Oxelgren. I'm the head of the Department of Child Neurology at Uppsala University Children's Hospital. We have a specialized outpatient clinic where we attend to all children with Down syndrome in our county. We follow them from birth to adulthood. During the many years I have been working at the clinic, I have come across a lot of children with Down syndrome who also have symptoms of autism or ADHD. However, this has rarely been investigated as normally done with children without Down. I have also been surprised to find that there was so little documented concerning Down and neuropsychiatric disorders. The prevalence of autism was reported to be relatively low, and there were few studies on the prevalence of ADHD. This was the point of departure for the study we have conducted. Our paper in the March 2017 issue of Developmental Medicine and Child Neurology magazine is a study of the prevalence of autism and ADHD in a population-based cohort of children with Down syndrome. We are describing the findings in relation to the level of ID. In Uppsala County, there is a total population of about 349,000 inhabitants and about 100 children with Down syndrome between the age of birth and 18. We had chosen the age range 5 to 17 years, and a total of 60 children met this criteria and were invited to participate in the study. 41 families, that is 68%, accepted and participated throughout the entire study. The examination of the children were done in the same way as is normally done for children without intellectual disability. The children at first participated in a play and school observation, ADOS, with a duration of about 2 hours. They also attended their usual medical visit. After that, a cognitive test was performed if such testing had not been done the past 3 years. In the majority of the children we used the WIPSI test. Parents and teachers filled in questionnaires concerning ADHD and autism. We used the SNAP-4, SDQ and SCQ. They also filled in questionnaires about adaptive function, and here we used ABAS and Vineland test. After that, both parents were invited to complete a comprehensive interview concerning autism symptoms, ADI. All assessments were conducted and analyzed by an experienced team of 1 neuropediatrician, 2 child neuropsychologists, 1 special teacher and 2 pediatric nurses. The child was diagnosed with autism if ADI, ADOS and the clinical assessment corresponded to that. For ADHD we used SDQ, SNAP-4 and the clinical assessment. For both diagnoses the criteria from DSM-4 and 5 were used. This study showed that 41% of the children had autism, 34% had ADHD and as much as 22% had both autism and ADHD. We could see that the children with autism had a more severe degree of intellectual disability, and that was especially the case when the child had autism and ADHD in combination. We suggest screening for autism at 3 years and for ADHD at 5 years for all children with Down syndrome. This will also soon be introduced in the Swedish National Healthcare Program. This is to make sure that children with suspected autism or ADHD can get appropriate evaluation. Those identified should then get access to the same kind of education and support interventions that other children with this diagnosis get. So we have been using the same methodology currently used for other children, which has worked also for this group of children with Down syndrome. We have tried to use SCQ as a screening instrument, and that has worked out well. The diagnosis of ADHD has been more difficult, especially when the children has severe ID. We need here new investigative tools. We are now preparing another paper from our study on intellectual disability in Down syndrome. This part of the work will shortly be submitted to the journal with a request for publication. Thank you.